Hi, Freedom Chasers. Welcome back. Summer School Part 2. Today is June the 12th. It's Monday, June the 12th. And so we have lots to cover today. So let me just share with you, we're going to talk briefly about our summer school program just to make sure we're all on the same track. We're going to talk about our leads challenge here for June, our weekly selling challenge, and then I'm going to share with you guys our last 2 ways to generate leads. Now, there's probably millions of other ways to generate leads, but last week we talked about, let's see here, referrals from your appointments. We talked about sample goodie bags, having those with you on hand, and we also talked about working women's appreciation. So I want to start off with thank you, those of you who watched Summer School, those of you who filled out your Google Doc. And so I want to just really quickly recognize those who filled in their Google Doc for Summer School. Miss Tamberly Gomez, thank you, lady. Monica Pennington, Yvonne Nance, Lenise Heath, Lauren Dennison, Betty Nance, and Sue Ann all filled out the Google Doc that goes with Summer School. So that means they got credit for attending and watching and observing Summer School Part 1. Okay, now some of you guys might be going, so why are you making us fill out this Google Doc? But I watched it. I did watch it. Well, first of all, I want feedback from you. I want to know what you're learning, what your takeaways are. And then secondly, I want to know what questions you have off of each topic, because that will help me set up for the next week's training. And so I do have a couple questions that I want to just real quickly answer from those that filled out their Google Doc last week. So one person asked about more information on the restaurant leads, and we're going to talk about that today. So yours will be answered here shortly. The second question was Betty was wanting to know more information on the number of hours that goes along with your sales goal. It's that T-chart training that the awesome sales director, Kelly Fuller, trained on at Denton Girls Night Out. And Betty, I was just going to say, girl, you had a rockin' week, and I think you totally nailed the T-chart with the hours and the sales. And so I don't want to spend time talking about that on this particular hangout. I'll make a point to include that in one of our summer schools in the future as we touch on like reorders and selling. But Betty, whatever you did this past week, you just repeat. I would say Mary Kay's not complicated. It's more about being consistent. And when you find something that works good for you and it's a good fit for you, you just do it again and again and again and again. All right, so, and girl, we may have you train on that T-chart as well. All right, and then the last question that came about was, how do you check on your customers without being the crazy Mary Kay lady? And so we will actually get to that on July the 24th. Our topic training is on customer reorders and how to maximize those. But what I do want to say right now is just the larger you build your customer base, you won't feel like you're ever being the crazy Mary Kay lady. So my customers have come to know that I always contact them the month of their birthday. They usually hear from me once a quarter when their lookbook comes out. And then they usually hear from me like big time in June and potentially, in June because of our year end. They hear from me in November because that's my holiday open house and my big Pink Friday sale. And then I'm actually phasing out. I used to do a big sale at the end of December because it was the end of the year, but my November Pink Friday has like taken over. So they kind of know that's my routine, and that's when I do my big specials and sales. And so the larger your customer base gets, you put the information out to everybody, you personalize it on their birthdays and on the things that are important to them. And then you won't ever feel like you're bothering them, because when you put it out to all the customers, those who respond back are the ones that want to help for that particular. So the longer you're in, the bigger your customer base gets, you'll find patterns in your customers. So it's really cool. I know which customers that I can count on that help with Adopt a Child. I know usually which customers like are waiting for my June specials to come. I know which customers like totally rank in their holiday bucks in November. And it's not always the same ones at all of those different times of the year. And so let me just encourage you, keep building your customer base. You want to get to 50 fast, and then get to 75, then get to 100. And then, run with the June promotions, their birthdays, a November open house, and Yeah, so we'll do more on July the 24th, but that's just a little excerpt if you want to jot that down. I don't think you can ever bother your customers, especially when you're making conversations with them, just to check in with them, not necessarily, hey girl, you need something, but it's for a reason or a purpose, okay? All right, so those are just some answers to some questions from summer school last week. Again, thank you, ladies. If for some reason you did not fill out your Google Doc from last week's summer school, I'm going to show you one more time where to go here. Let me click on screen share and just know that you will go to Facebook. Here's our group, and I'm going to refresh it so that you guys see exactly what it looks like. Let me close that out. So when you go into our Freedom Chaser group, you'll see right here, this is the pinned post. See where it says pinned post? I'm flashing my cursor. And so when you click on see more, the first one here is log all your new leads here, which I'm going to talk about that next. Thank you for logging those. And right here where it says, I wish it would let me underline the Summer School 2017, here is where you click on and then you go and you fill out the Google Doc, voila, for your Summer School Part 1 and Part 2 after today's Google Hangout. All right, so that's where you do that. And of course, this is what you're clicking on right here to see me. And if you aren't watching me live, it's totally fine. You can watch me within 24 hours. All right, so leads. Let's talk about the leads real quickly. Thank you, those of you who have filled out the leads so far. So we have Cheryl Hartman added 8 new leads this week. Tamberly Gomez, Yvonne Nance, Tamberly Gomez some more. I love that. Lauren Dennison, Betty Nance, and Sue Ann. And so I appreciate you guys, and I'll get a total. I just need to add that up, and we'll see where we're at towards our first 300 leads. And I know this number is going to totally shoot up this week as we add on just the more ways to get leads. Okay, so thank you, ladies, for filling out your leads. And so that's where it's at. It's all on the pinned post. All right, so let's take just a few moments, and we're going to talk about the weekly challenge. So first of all, you remember our we're in it to win it. And so last week, the weekly challenge was, the goal was to have $700 in sales, to sell $700 retail, or to take 30 orders in 7 days. So I have no idea the total results. Of what I need from you is I'm going to put a post in our Facebook group, or you can text me right now. But I need to know, number 1, did you participate? Number 2, how many sales tickets did you fill out for last week? And number 3, just what was your total sales for the week? Now, if you fill out your weekly accomplishment sheet online, all of that will be there for me except for the number of sales tickets, which I guess if I see all your people logged that you sold to, I'll know how many sales tickets you filled out, okay? So let me show you real quickly how to do your weekly accomplishment sheet. Okay, I want to remind you that if you go to, oh, hang on. Okay. If you go to our website, so this is what our website, ShellyAhler.com, looks like. If you are not familiar with weekly accomplishment sheets, or maybe it's been a while since you filled one out, go over here and click on Resource Center. Now, I've already put in my password, but it's going to pop up and ask you for a password, and it's the word freedom. Then click here on Video Resources, and here is a complete training, whoops, on weekly accomplishment sheets, okay? I'm actually logged into My Mary Kay InTouch, and I take you step by step how to fill one out, okay? So I would suggest having this screen open and go up and add to a tab right next to that and open up your Mary Kay InTouch. And that way you can do one side by side. You can stop the video, you can put in an entry, and then you can go back and hit play, and you can just toggle back and forth until you get that weekly accomplishment submitted. So that would be the ideal, the best way to fill out your results from last week. But if for some